What up, Buttercup? And welcome to the Dexter Loves Annie podcast. I am Kat and I'm coming to you from beautiful Buckinghamshire in England. I am a fibre artist and a general crafter of all things. I will try everything once. Good thing for life, isn't it? Try anything once. And now pattern designer, knitting, knitwear designer. I don't even know how you say it. That's how much I am it. I don't even know what it is. Marvellous. Well, okay, so I was hoping for a slightly less scattered podcast this time, but we're already off to a bad start. Never mind. So I haven't had a podcast for a little while. Been on holiday, did a bit of Tour de Fleece, did some spinning, did plenty of spinning in France when I was away during the Tour de Fleece, but as soon as I got home there was stuff to do, there was health stuff to attend to, and I haven't got the spinning wheel out since, so didn't do very well in Tour de Fleece. I have 2 skeins of yarn that I spun. I haven't quite finished uploading the videos yet of me spinning. Oh yeah, I should probably do that, shouldn't I? So I've uploaded the prep of the fleece and all of the combing. I think I'm only about a third of the way through it. Takes a long time. I'm happy with it though. It's very meditative, clearing myself a little space in the garden where I can carry on combing. But what I did spin, and I'm going to make a rustling noise because I started to open the bag and then never finished. So this one I had started the previous year when I went out to France for a holiday. I never finished it. So I'd done one single. It's a 200 gram bag of floof, and I'd done 100 grams, so I had 100 grams to go. And then I'd prepared this silk. These are silk cocoons that you can buy in any craft place really. They'd been cut open to let the silkworms out, and I was going to use them for something and didn't. And I think I was going to make fairies out of them. I don't know, fairy hats. I don't know. I do too much and then end up having to pull back, and then I end up with all this stuff lying around. But thankfully I was able to use it. So I dyed them with acid dye and boiled them to make the gum unstick on the cocoons. So they all came out, and spent many long hours kind of ripping it all open and making some silk yarn out of it. So yeah, this is the result. 200 grams of it. Look forward to using that. I think in terms of yarn weight, oh, I've got a curly whirly in there. I have soaked it, but I don't know. Anyway, don't know what I'm going to use it for. And then the fleece that I was preparing, the Portland fleece, I did manage to do 100 grams of that because I felt that it would look really lovely with the silk in it again. And I had about 1.3 kilos of it, so that was pre-washing and pre-prep. So I don't know how much I'll get out of it in total, but yeah, I felt like it would look pretty against the white, and that is just bare fleece, and it does, it looks amazing. So yeah, I think I might do like the brim on a hat or something with that, because that is basically, if you're only doing 100 grams here and there, and he's awake, if you're only doing 100 grams here and there, and you want ideas for using this stuff, yeah, doing brims on hats and cuffs, on garments. Well, you could probably get a hat out of 100 grams. Who knows? Anyway, yeah, so I intend to use that. So that was my Tour de Fleece. I think they're still spinning for the ladies. I don't have any time to get the spinning wheel out right now. Because I am getting a pattern out there. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's talk about the first pattern. because I did this again. Some of my testers did this sock in green and it just looks amazing. And you know, the String of Hearts plant is it's green because, you know, they're green. I don't know if you can see this. This is my one of my String of Hearts. It's one of my favourites. I'm not going to get the pot down because I'll end up dropping it, knowing me. Can you see that up there? Anyway, there's a picture on the front of the pan. Anyway, I decided that I wanted to do these socks in green because they looked amazing when everybody else did them. So I can't see what I'm doing. There we go. There we are. Let me show you the actual pattern across the top of the sock. So it is a trail of hearts going all the way down. And this was a colourway by the Fibrefox in the UK. And she calls it Devil's Bayou. And it's got lots and lots, you can see better from the stocking stitch area, lots and lots of different green shades in, and the way it comes out with this pattern is just amazing. I'm going to be buying more of her yarn when the opportunity presents. Obviously I did 2, so now that I've shown you these, I can wear them. Always a good thing. Let's put that up there because that looked rather good, like that. So my next pattern is coming out next Thursday. So today is Thursday. This probably will come out either tonight or tomorrow. It's the 27th of July today. So it'll probably come out tomorrow on the 28th of July. So a week from then will be this lovely pattern. And the opposite sock does the opposite thing. So you've got matching feet, like that. So you know, pattern on that side, well, sort of depends what size you do. The bigger the diameter of the sock, you know, the less room this takes up on your foot, obviously. And if you do the kiddie one, and actually, because I made a pair for my nephew because I wanted to make sure that the pattern works in a child size, and it does. I will put in a picture of those socks somewhere. Yeah, and they really worked for him, although where you would do a couple of stitches before you get into the lace on this one, and then you've got all of that to sort of there to fill in on the sock. You only have about 5. Shush, Annie. Annie would like to say something. Yeah, you only have 5 on the other side, so the left and right aren't really that obvious, but it really doesn't matter. So yeah, he's loving those socks. Nice warm toasty socks in the middle of July. Awesome. So yes, I had a little question out on Instagram because I couldn't think what to name these. I was thinking of like sparkle diamonds, or because there's diamonds and then there's little sparkles inside, and yeah, just couldn't find anything that sounded like something that I would like. So I asked for names on Instagram, and somebody came up with Adamant, and I like Adamant, you know, the Adamant, but also Adamant is the oldie name for diamond. I thought, yeah, cool, that'll do. So that lovely lady gets a copy of the pattern when it comes out. I accidentally messaged the wrong person to tell them that they'd won, because I'm an idiot, and so they also get a copy because I'm an idiot. And I think I'm going to have to start documenting my pattern designing, because I'm sure you'd get a kick out of some of the idiotic things I do. So yeah, watch your space on that one. So yes, the Adamant socks, those were done in Coop Knits yarn and I don't remember the colourway. I will put it down below. Always my projects are in Ravelry, and my Ravelry name is Dexter Loves Annie, so you can always find me there. Friend me, find me, you know. So yeah, that's going to come out on Thursday, and if you're on my Instagram, you know, because I've started plugging it away. Oh dear, I look like a right old. Let's put the forehead away. I don't want to scare you with my. I flashed my white legs last week. I don't really think we need to be flashing any more white skin. So, what is she wearing? What is she wearing, you're saying? It's a bit too hot for this, to be honest. This is my Ranunculus sweater. Let me hop up a bit. So, this is my waist here. It does kind of scoop down a bit. Don't think I can go up any further. It's too much furniture. Anyway, I did the, I just stopped the sleeves like the pattern says, because you can either stop it or add a ribbon. This is all of the patterning in the pattern. So that's that. I couldn't get on with that stitch. It was weird, and then all of a sudden it made sense. And a bit of lacy bit, and then that again, and some other stuff. Very technical, I know. I explain these things so well. So this was done to the length that they said in the pattern, because I wouldn't normally wear cropped. I have an enlarged abdomen at the moment because I have a medical thing going on, and I'm not going to talk about it. I might talk about it in another video, but you're not here to hear about how everything hurts and I'm dying. I'm not dying. So yeah, we're just going to talk about the knitting, and if you're really curious, one day I'll tell you what's going on. But yeah, so I did it to the length in the pattern, thinking, that's going to be cropped, and I'm going to end up taking the rib off and adding a bit more, but I didn't. I like the length, and the only change I made to the length was I didn't like the length of the rib. In the pictures on the actual pattern, where they've made it up for various different versions, and they have various different people modelling their versions on the pattern, I just didn't like that much rib, so I didn't do it. Yeah, and I'm really happy with it, and I've worn it to death, absolutely worn it to death. It's great to just throw it on. I wear these kind of all-in-one jumpsuits quite often now when I'm scuffing around the house, and yeah, this is a great sort of cover up, especially when I've got to answer the door and you're not really dressed very well. They're comfortable, and it's lovely. The only trouble is you know when you've got a little dog that gets picked up quite a lot, knitwear's not the best thing. It gets pulled a lot, and she has already pulled this down the bottom there. I need to sew in an end, but yeah, no, I love it. I was going to address some questions because Kelly of Rowrow and Kades made this one too, and she said she loves it. I love it. She loves it. Well, she didn't really see what the appeal was of this and the love note, and I've made 3 love notes, and I would say, as a non-designer, because I'm only a new designer and I've been designed socks so far, socks and a shawl, I haven't put that pattern out yet. It's easily adaptable, I think, is what appeals to me. So I don't have to do any of this if I don't want to, and certainly on my love note I did not. There's some lace in the love note, and I didn't do any of the lace in that one. And you can change how you do the sleeves, and also it's not in the pattern, but on my, I think it was my green one, I just did an I-cord bind off around the neck, and I really liked that, and I like the adaptability of it. It's probably most tops are adaptable in that way, but because they're quick knits and you might end up potentially ripping out some stuff that you don't like and redoing it. I certainly did with the I-cord bind off around the neck, because it's such a quick knit, you don't mind so much. So that's personally what I love about this, apart from the fit, because it, you know, it's oversized, massively oversized, deliberately. I think actually I would bring it down a couple of sizes for me personally. This is my, although I have lost a lot of weight recently, but yeah, this flashes too much at the side. So if I wanted to wear this just with a bra underneath, it would have to be a sports bra. I mean, it would be a good throw over after a fitness class or something. But I think I would either come down a size or not, or start the armpits sooner, because yeah, there's a bit too much side boob going on. So yes, the Ranunculus, and I will be making more, and I have purchased more yarn in order to make more, because that's what I do. In fact, I ordered the yarn before I even got home from France. What am I like? You know me by now, right? Yeah. So let's just get to that. This is, oh, the yarn for this. Yeah, you might want to know about that. This was the Yarn Collective Fleurville collection. I think this was the peony. I'll write it down below. I'm not very organised, am I? So, but I can tell you what these are for my next Ranunculuses. Huntingdon Valley Yarns. Oh, by Webb's America's Yarn Store. Didn't realise it's American. There we go. They are full plies. I kind of thought I was going to, because this is my sister's colour, and I was going to, it's her birthday soon, I was going to do her one. And then I remember she doesn't like her arms out. She likes her arms covered. And I only bought 3 skeins of this, and they're 50 gram skeins. And this took about 150 grams. So, unless I go buying more yarn, that might not happen. And I'm not actually sure she would wear it, to be honest. I don't know. I'd love to make her something that she would actually wear, that she would love. She's not very knit worthy. She loved her socks that I made her. The second pair, the first pair didn't fit her. Everything I've made for my nephew, I've never seen it on him. So yeah, so it's probably going to be for me. I don't even know if it's my colour. Maybe I don't typically wear this blue of any kind, but I don't know. So this one is called Blue. Funny that. 4921 Blue. And then this one, which was going to be for me, yep, that definitely suits me, I like that, is called Lemongrass. 0037 Lemongrass. So I've got 3 skeins of each, with the intention of doing 2 more ranunculuses. We'll see. We might have cast on some other stuff. Who knows? Shall we find out? Yeah, we did. We did. So, whilst in France, I started this one. I'm looking for the tag to tell me. This is another Fleurville Yarn Collective top. I'm just trying to get it organised so you can see it properly. I cast on. Can you see that? Yeah. Isn't that pretty? So this is Kelly's Rowrow and Kades Moonglade Tea. Where's the back? There. So that bit that I showed you is actually a sleeve. So you have a sleeve and a sleeve. Probably need to go up to bigger needles, but I'm going to split for this for the sleeves soon, so I don't care. It's fine. It's nice and scrunchy. So there we are. It's going to just sit like that. I don't remember where I'm at actually, because I haven't picked this up for a while. But it's a really fun knit. I really loved it actually, and I'm really looking forward to getting back to it. I've never been that good at lace before, and just seeing how this, it's upside down. so your shoulder's going to be here and then your arm goes this way. But just seeing how it all comes together, because you're just making bumps and loops and you don't really know what you're doing until you get halfway down and you think, oh, that works. So yeah, that's cool. Really love it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back to that. And that is, I'll put the colourway down below for that. Again, it is Fleurville Yarn Collective, and I didn't have quite enough yarn for that, which is what prompted the buying of these, because I had to buy another skein of that to finish. And then my next whip, which you have seen, we have had it on the podcast before. This is another Petite Knits cardigan. Oh, it's in a bit of a pickle at the moment. So I kind of designed some colour work to go down the yoke. Oh, that's the left sleeve. That'll be why it feels weird. So, oh, these lights show up the colour work really well. It's great. So I just kind of did this out of my own head. So I just wanted a bit of interest, because this is drops soft tweed and it is lovely. I'm on a sleeve at the moment, but it just, this green looked so good with it. It's a bit toned down in real life. So what I've done is, because I didn't know if I'd have enough yarn, and I've actually ended up ordering a little bit more yarn for this as well, because I'd like it to be a bit longer. So what I've done is I've stopped on the yoke. I split for the sleeves and did, I don't know, maybe another 10-15 rows under the armpit, and then I decided to just do the sleeves, see how much yarn the sleeves took. And they've taken so far another whole ball, and I've done how many? 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. I've done about 75 rows, and I probably need to do about another 15 or so. But it's a balloon sleeve, so I think what I'm going to do is a nice long rib cuff on this. So it's all kind of clipped in together. I put some ends on the needles, so I didn't have to faff about with these. I mean, they're not a huge faff, but you know, leaving the needle in is even less faff, isn't it? So yes, like I said, this is soft tweed. This is how I carry my patterns when I'm travelling. Where is it? So it's Petite Knit Novice Cardigan, and yeah, what I'm doing is I've got like a, because these bags have got the handles, fighting with it now. These are they're a stationary item, and they kind of clip. So I've clipped it to the handle, which is really helpful. This yarn, drop soft tweed. This colourway is 04. It has a name. People, write the name on the bands. Seriously, drops. Come on. I think it was something related to a sweetie or something. Humbug or something. I don't know. Anyway, but the green is guacamole in that same yarn. That went well. Are we getting any more whips? No, I don't. Well, I do. I have another sock design in progress, but I'm not going to show you that yet because I'm not sure about it. So I have started a something, and I've just swatched for it because I saw this pattern, and I fell in love with it. And it's another one where I don't even know if it's going to suit me, but I want it and I really love it, and I think it will go on over exercise wear quite well. So I've swatched for it because I'm a good girl. I haven't done a full swatch because I'm not that good a girl. So my pattern, there's my folder, is, and this is my first pattern from this designer, but I've been following her for a while and I like what she puts out. It's called Sleeve Vibes by Sashiko Bergen. She calls herself Sashikobi. I just remembered another whip I have got. So there it is. This is my working pattern folder. It's leather, and I might do a little thing on why I've got all these little tabs sticking out the sides one day, because I found out a really helpful way of using tabs. There's my Moonglade. There she is. So yes, it is just an across here kind of thing, which again I think would work quite well with these all-in-one suit things. So, and I've been saving this yarn for a long time for something special. It is from Adventures in Yarncraft, and it's called The Long Walk Home, and basically she designed it as a tribute to the Queen when she passed. It's a 4-ply superwash merino. I'll show you it in the skein because obviously I've caked one up, but it's just stunning. So yeah, what happened is usually I automatically go for a smaller needle even when I'm swatching, because I knit loosely, and so it calls for 4mm, and I just automatically picked up a 375, started, gave it a little measure, because you can usually tell. I mean, you want to you know, soak and block to be absolutely sure, but you can usually tell. And I started measuring it, and it was ½ an inch out. So I'm actually using the prescribed needles for these, and this is how I do a swatch in the round, because obviously you're only doing knit stitch, you're not doing any purl. So I do them on circulars. I knit the row, scooch it round, knit another row, and have a tail. So because of that, I do 2 purl stitches either side, because what's going to happen is I'm going to cut these, tie them, but when you're measuring, you've got all of this loosey-goosey stuff here. There it is. And you don't want that as part of your measurement. You want like proper fabric to measure. So that's how I do that, and I love it. Love, love, love. I don't know how it's going to turn out over more stitches, but I've got 2 skeins, and the pattern calls for 2 skeins. And what I'm probably going to do is helical knitting, which I did on this, and that worked out very well, because Kelly did warn me that it does pull quite a lot. There's a little bit of pooling, but it's not as pronounced in normal lighting. And I'm going to do helical knitting on that. So what happens on helical knitting is you have 2 skeins attached, and you knit all the way to 2 stitches before the other skein is attached. You slip those, and then you knit with the other skein all the way around to 2 stitches before, slip those, and you also slip the one, you know, with the loop on. So I guess you're slipping 3, but anyway, and then you carry on knitting with each, you know, alternate your skeins, and that helps prevent any pooling. And I can do a video on that if you like later on, not today, because I need a nap. I'm getting tired. So this is the part where most YouTubers call the acquisitions. I'm going to call it confessions, because I've already confessed to 2, well, 6 skeins of yarn. I needed some more stitch stoppers to go on the end of my needles for that cardigan, because I've dropped the stitches off that one several times, and I would normally go to Candy Skull on Etsy, but her shop was closed because she's having some health issues. I hope she gets better soon. But I was desperate for some, and I'm not one for waiting. So I went to Rainbow Moonbeam Gifts and I bought myself donkeys. Did I stop there? Did I eck? Wobber duckies. Did I stop there? No, because I'm out of control. Bats. So yeah, I've had a good haul. Confessions of an Addict. What else have I bought this month? Not this month, last month. Bought these last month, actually, because that makes it better. But I couldn't resist these because I don't know if I've ever said, but I am an aquarist. I keep fish. I'm obsessed with fish. I don't actually keep saltwater fish, but saltwater fish colours are just so much better than freshwater fish. The droning you might be able to hear in the background is actually the pump for my fish tank, which is over there. And I have a Siamese fighter fish, sort of a purpley colour. I'll show you one day. And some black neon tetras in there because they're lovely peaceful fish and they can coexist nicely with the better fish. And yeah, I used to have about 15 tanks. I'm down to 1 and a big pond with fish now, and I've got some very big goldfish in the pond outside. Anyway, I digress because we love it when I ramble, don't we? So from Kelly, Rowrow and Kades. Oh, one's in use. Some stitch markers because I absolutely couldn't resist. So Susan, my sister's name is Susan, the seahorse, and these all come in different colours. You've got a choice of 2 different colourways for these. And then the koi fish, Connie the koi fish. Absolutely love koi fish, and it's an AB seed bead, so there's some glimmer to it. They're beautiful. And then the one, I think he's on this cardigan. Yes, he is. Come here, Kevin the kissing fish. Where are you? Come here. There he is. Kevin the kissing fish. Fun fact, they're not kissing, they're fighting. Sorry to disappoint you there. They're not kissing, they're fighting. But yeah, that's Kevin kissing fish. They're actually called kissing fish. Yeah, so that is what I've bought for my knitting. Marvellous stuff. I've had a few purchases off Temu too, but I think I might do a separate video on that. Because so far, apart from one item, everything's been pretty good. I've been pretty impressed with Temu. Cheap and usable. What's not to love? Oh, I have got another whip. It's right down here by my leg. This is in my lovely Fibrefox project bag. Now then, I don't think I like working with big thick needles anymore. It's like knitting with broomsticks, and my hands are getting old and creaky and uncomfortable. However, I think I'm going to like this top, so I'm persevering. I'm doing a few rows at a time and then putting it away because it's only a little vest top. But yeah, eventually this will be finished. Don't expect to see it anytime soon, but this is 3 strands of DK held together. It's hard going. And I've used a glittery purple Hayfield bonus, and I have used, out you come, there's pockets in this bag and they're all tucked away nicely in pockets. Women's Institute DK in a turquoise aqua. I would call it turquoise, but you do you. And the other DK would be another Women's Institute in white. God, say white. I dare you to say white. Yeah, it says white. Honestly, calling things weird names. What's that about? So yeah, so that's my other whip. I am going to love it when it's finished. I'm sure I am. I just don't like working on it because it is quite painful on the hands. And I am going to get you the pattern name for that because it is in my but it's called the Tilly Vest by Knit Stitch Repeat. There she is. Is that pattern? Oh no, yeah, I can show you that. It's just instructions. My only complaint about this pattern is the number of pages that print off. There is about 16 pages just for a little vest. But then I should have checked and not printed off all the bits that were heavy and ink and stuff. And also the pattern only comes out there. So yeah, a bit of a formatting thing there. So yeah, this I can show you from this one because it only tells you about seaming. But yeah, that's how it printed out. Bloody waste of paper, wasn't it? Anyway, so yep, all good. That'll be finished at some point. I can go over there. So I think that's it. So yeah, look out for my pattern release next Thursday, the 3rd of April. Adamant Socks. I'm gonna have to get used to that name. Adamant Socks, not adamant, not adamant. Adamant. Exciting. So have a lovely week. If you've got to this far in the podcast, thank you very much for sticking around and enjoying the craziness. I will get the last 2 videos of me spinning up yarn for Tour de Fleece done ASAP if you're interested in that. And I'll be back soon. Bye.